the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of your life starts right now, my degenerates. It's been a while. On Market Mania, the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Bitcoin, NFTs, Safemoon, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we're joined by a special guest, Danny, sports betting extraordinaire, DFS guy, and we will give you the picks of the day that you so gladly tune in for, and we will discuss algo trading. That's going to be fun. Doge bear case, Safemoon, those two go together kind of, and top story, the crypto crash. Bitcoin crashed all the way to 50,000. Oh no, what will we do? And it is sold off everything. Brett Ritchie, you kind of, you absolutely predicted this on a pick of the day a week or two ago, a weekish ago. What do you make of this dump?
I mean, so I believe like the last weekend, right, some news came out, like some companies maybe getting in full market to K or so. Yesterday, Biden comes out and is like, I'm going to really tax capital gains. Market dips again. To me, it's a market that's kind of looking for reasons to be a little bearish in the short term. I don't think that the cap gains thing, like that still has a long way to go. So I'm not like, it's not reality yet by any means. And that, even if it were reality, does that even mean you should sell your Bitcoin? I'm not convinced about that either. So I think it's a market just looking for sort of reasons to be bearish. A lot of things were overheated. You look at Doge, you look at Safemoon, which we're going to get to. I think people can look around and be like, hey, some of this stuff might be overpriced, and just look to take some gains. So that's kind of how I see it.
Danny Steinberg, special guest today on Market Mania. Do you play crypto markets, or what have you made of this dump recently?
I do sometimes. I don't have any money on any exchanges, but I do it through my brokerage, through futures and Bitcoin mining stocks or crypto mining stocks, or Master and stuff like that. I think in general, I see a lot of headwinds for crypto. I think, for the past year, we've been kind of in the perfect market environment for crypto, with no one having anything to do besides, watch a number on their screen. So I think you had a lot of, people just piling into crypto because there was not a lot of goods and services to spend your money on, and, value stocks weren't making any money. So crypto was kind of the way to go. And now I see us as everyone's getting vaccinated. The U.S. is getting very much back to normal, or will get close to back to normal the next few months. And now there's things to do with your money besides just put them in the market. So I see that as a big headwind. So in general, I think I'm a bit bearish on crypto in general.
On the heels of the Coinbase IPO and a 10% dump since yesterday, I don't exactly know how that tracker, I guess it's a rolling 24 for Bitcoin. You touched 60-something thousand for the number one crypto, and then, back to 50K doesn't really feel like a dump. Let's take a look at one other hot crypto, hot and cold crypto. Safemoon has been making the rounds all over FinTok, and shout out to TikTok Investor. He's doing great work trolling them and finding these videos. Let's take a look.
I'm going to put you guys on really quick to a new crypto coin that I really believe in, that I personally have millions of right now, to the point where I know that I'm a billionaire now because of me owning these coins. So the coin is called Safemoon. Do some research on it. I'm going to
do some research. She says do some research, like how an anti-vaxxer looks at their doctor and says, do your research. All right, let's hear this. Tony, you got to play this one too. This is
fucking killing it. This is what I'm talking about. I stopped checking my trust wallet, man. Shit's going up by the thousands. I'm about to have a fucking heart attack up in here. You guys are insane. Safemoon is a fucking future. Okay? You guys believed in yourself, and I'm proud of every single one of you guys. You guys are the shit. Bitcoin is from 2010. Okay? If motherfuckers want to believe in Dogecoin, then they're gonna really start believing in Safemoon. Look at this community. Everyone's taking this shit serious, busting their ass every single day.
This is how this one has been promoted. I mean, say what you want. That is what's happening. You can see the chart there. And this is a pancake swap Binance scam chain coin. Brett Ritchie, what do you make?
Binance Smart Chain, man. Binance is good.
I realize that, but now you see how easy it is to make a coin. And
You can do
TikTok,
it on Uniswap. It's just more expensive.
with TikTok becoming so
the
popular,
exact same thing.
the FinTok group, the FinTokers over there that are getting huge views. There's some million views.
By the way, TikTok inflates their views. I'm convinced of that. Like everyone, you get like 10x the engagement you get anywhere else on TikTok. It just doesn't make sense.
Safemoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe it's the algorithm, right? That they jam it in front of other people, but it like followers to views on TikTok are always like you'd be a new account on TikTok and you're doing better than your 10-year-old Twitter account instantly.
That's true. They might be doing that, but this there's no doubt that it's circulating this type of information, and it might be more of a study on drug addiction and the pandemic than financial happenings, but. You see these people that are on the TikTok and they do have followers. And I don't know. I don't know if the guy's 50,000 views are real or not, or if it's only 5,000. But even such, it is the chart doesn't lie in that people are aping in here. People are throwing money at this, and it hits all the highlights of a FinTok pump. Low unit cost. There was, I think, a quadrillion of these coins minted, so everybody can. The girl that thinks she's a billionaire, which doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, if they just go to $1, right?
Yeah, if they do, if it just goes to $1, that's.
I mean, if it goes to the dollar, then Safemoon will be worth more than all the wealth in the entire world. I think.
Yeah.
So
they don't care about that. They're not. You try and tell them that it's like, oh, it can just. What if it goes to $1? That's what people say about Doge,
right.
Which actually might get there eventually.
It's a quadrillion. It'll be a quadrillion worth, and there's just so you guys know, total money supply M1 is somewhere around 37 trillion. Last time I checked, actually, you're gonna have to do your own research and make sure I'm not reading wrong numbers there. But Bitcoin at $1 trillion was a massive. You got like 2-3% of the world money supply. That's amazing, but a quadrillion is pretty much not in the cards, no matter what happens. So your Safemoon isn't going to $1. FinTok kids hate to shit on your parade there. But that is going to bring us now, Danny. You have a bear case for Dogecoin, if I recall, which isn't going to be terribly hard to make. But
I mean, I'm pretty bearish on all of crypto. I think I got in an argument with Brett over Dogecoin on the fact that exchanges like Robinhood list it. I mean, I think that these exchanges can do whatever they want. They should have the freedom to list Doge if they want, but I don't think it's doing their customers a service. I mean, it's very clear that Dogecoin is wildly overvalued. The creator created it as a joke. Anyone can create a crypto just like it for absolutely nothing. And Robinhood only allows you to long it, I believe. So they're basically like giving their customers a button to just light money on fire. And I just think that's just like, I mean, maybe, it's fine. Businesses can do whatever they want. I can still not like it and find it like them doing a huge disservice for the customers for offering Dogecoin. I also think it kind of delegitimizes the entire crypto space that a reputable exchange or a reputable broker would be offering trading on a joke. I mean, it's got to just be pure greed from these brokerages wanting to make fees on people trading Dogecoin.
Like one of the brokerages just added it, and then this morning I got a push alert on Webull, which I switched to after the Robinhood fiasco from Robinhood to Webull. They've added Doge also, so it's kind of like the customers demand it and they're going to lose customers, So, right or wrong, I think there's some competitive element of like the demand is there for Doge. Our customers want it. We're capable of listing it. And then in regard to anybody can copy it. Anybody can copy Bitcoin too. It's the same thing, right? The technology works basically the same way. And I saw an interesting argument for Doge is that basically the argument for Doge is that people will place a higher value on memes in the future than they do today. It's kind of the Bitcoin of memes is the way I look at Doge.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's not that ridiculous.
Sorry.
So
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm not bullish on Bitcoin either, but you can say with Bitcoin, like, oh, there's network effects, or the user base is so high that it's very hard for another crypto to compete with it.
Yeah,
I don't actually think that that's necessarily true, but it's certainly not true for Dogecoin. I mean, it's not like it would be very hard to make another currency that's just a different meme that gets popular.
But people do it, and none of them have come. None of them have come close. I mean, it helps with Elon Musk as like a huge Doge supporter, just randomly out of the blue decided he's launching rockets, and in the middle of that, he's like, I gotta shit post about Doge. Like,
right? Yeah, I can't believe Elon Musk restrained himself from tweeting about Doge on 420. It was like the most. I put a poll on my Twitter on what the chance he would do that is.
So you can love these happenings. You can love Elon all over Doge, and it's funny, it's hilarious. I laughing. I mean, it's great. It's great comedy, but there is a little part of there that you're in some really early, like, kind of euphoric inflection point for crypto, and when guys like Cuban, guys like Elon, who are already set for life and have been for so long, that they LOL look at Dogecoin. Well, you didn't really look too hard at the GitLab or the GitHub or whatever, and and then
why isn't it hacked yet?
I'm not saying that it. How do you know it's not? How do you know that someone isn't introducing coins? There's just not a lot of research done on it. There's not a lot of research done, and then
it reached like $30 billion market cap or something. I'm saying if it were that vulnerable, I feel people would have been in there. You keep saying that it's like this really flawed, exploitable code. The sort of honeypot for attacking Doge has been 9 or 10 or 11 figures for 5 years now.
So if you instantly corrupt the network, you're going to lose all the value. But something like introducing new coins, like it would be the way that if a savvy hacker could magic himself Doge coins and then send them and they would be valid on the network, then that's they would go slow, or at least slow enough that they wouldn't sell billions.
A double spend or something. Like you could do a $100 million Doge transaction and double spend it or whatever.
You're also at risk of having the blocks get reordered in some sort of a 51% attack when a script mining coin like Doge is just not super. It's not as cryptographically secure as some of the other ones that I don't really like either. But when you have these legitimate things out there like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple others too, that you could use in commerce and really start to get something that's
use those
well
in commerce
maintained.
Unless you want to spend $100 per transaction.
BCH, for instance, and then you could do things with currencies that are well maintained and really start to push that. Or if you're a billionaire, you can also just LOL Dogecoin. And so
their mavs are taking Doge now.
I don't even mind that. It is funny. It is. I'm with Danny though. It is funny, but it is also rather reckless. And I would assume that Dogecoin does not, even if it does, let's say it hits $1, let's say it hits 69 cents, it's going to bounce off that resistance. And then let's say it hits $1 later. And then what do you think that Dogecoin is going to be in 3 years? Like that steam is probably going to, I would say.
It's the Bitcoin of memes. I mean, if people really, memes are such a popular part of society nowadays. People like trading memes, right? There's financial value being attached to memes. I don't think it's that crazy. Like Bitcoin is digital gold. It's basically won that battle. Digital silver is up in the air. Litecoin really flamed out. Ripple, like total disaster. And in the real world, gold carries a 7.6x multiplier to silver. Okay, Bitcoin is like 60 times the market cap of Doge at this point. So I don't think it's that crazy to say, look, Doge, the fun meme, fast, cheap version of Bitcoin that does the exact same thing, is this digital silver. Like, that's not unreasonable at all.
I hope you're right, honestly. Danny, you think this?
I'm not saying to go buy Doge.
What's your 3-year price target?
I think Brett has
3-year
a good point
price
about
target.
we live in this world where memes can become really valuable, like
Don't let your
GME
memes
and
be
stuff like
dreams.
that. But I feel like we're exiting that I don't think that market's going to continue. Like, we're not going to have as strong bull markets for memes. Because
but it can still pivot into digital silver. It's kind of the argument I'm making.
Tony, the producer, can't take it, can you?
You know, I think Doge is going to be worth at least 10 WASX by 2025. So,
All right.
But
I have zero idea what that means.
WASX was Steve Wozniak's coin that he tried to launch. You know, like, I don't know, some obscure bullshit. Anyway, you know, Danny, I wanted to ask you about algo trading because I find that really fascinating. So could you just give us a quick breakdown what algo trading is and some of your experience with it? I know you've signed some NDAs surrounding this topic, so you got to be a little cagey, but give us what breakdown you can, please.
Yeah, so for about 2 years, I worked at this company called GetCo in 2011 and 2012, and it was the biggest electronic market maker in the world at the time. I think it's now a public, or it was bought by Knight and then eventually was bought by Virtu. Yeah, and I worked on the treasury desk as an algorithmic trader. Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know about my algo trading? You basically, you're a market maker. You put orders on, you have a bot that trades, and you're, having orders out there that are buying and selling assets at the same time, and you're basically trying to make the spread.
Well, I'd be interested to know. I guess I've tried to set up a bot before myself for some crypto trading. And as I was doing the research and digging into it and looking at, the trailing stops that you have to program, and you really got to kind of know what you're doing. It's not just like set it and forget it necessarily. And at the end of the day, if I had set up a really successful bot, I might be pulling anywhere between 4 and 9% returns on a successful bot. But I mean, for those kinds of returns, it almost seems like I could just put my stuff in a Celsius wallet and get a steady 6 or 7% on certain coins and truly set it and forget it. Are there some advantages to algo trading that I'm not understanding?
I think the problem with doing algo trading yourself is that the competitive advantages these big firms have are just, you're never going to be able to make an algo trading bot that's as good as something that Virtu or Citadel has, because they have all they're co-located in the exchange. They just have a massive speed advantage. So basically, if you do algo trading on your own, you're going to be too slow, and you're not going to get the good kind of fills that a lot of these bigger companies with better technology are going to get. And you're right, there's also a lot of risks. Like, you can make a big off-market trade. You need to understand the market and economic numbers and when to take your bot offline too. But really bad things can happen if you're algo trading, for sure, where you can lose massive amounts of money if you're not careful.
So there's been a couple interesting scenarios. I don't really not a very active crypto trader, not in there each day. But I remember there's this company called Centra, which was basically a scam ICO. They ended up getting indicted, and they were trading on Binance at the time because they had Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled promoting them before. So they were trading at a $20 million market cap in mid 2017. They got delisted on Binance. And you could just see the algo bots went basically crazy buying it because it looked like a deal, because they got indicted. It was hey, this is a scam. The SEC's arrested these guys, and it was a $20 million market cap. It did 200 million in volume that day, and I'm who is buying this dip? And it was bots that are oh, it's down to 12 million, that's a buy or whatever. So that was interesting to watch.
There's algo trading everywhere, and they all obviously aped into crypto when it became, there were things that you could do.
It's the Wild West.
There's arbitrage bots on different exchanges. There's every kind of everything. Liquidation bots on the leverage trading sites are, they're looking for cascading liquidations, and then they're, obviously they're trying to pick the bottom algorithmically and not with your slow human finger and brain and eyes and your lag to the site. And there's everything. There's been computers battling the CME in Chicago for many, many years. I mean, this is how it's done. Or this is George Soros. You're not allowed to say anything, Tony. Has like supposedly an army of algo traders that that are good, and you just can't beat them in the forex markets. And so, I mean, this is how it's going to be. This is one step closer to the singularity.
I mean, I would probably push back against that. I mean, most of these algos are doing very, very simple arbitrage or statistical arbitrage. They're not like doing genius things. There's definitely, you're not like screwed against these algo bots. They're really not they're not really hurting anyone's ability to trade, or, people always love being conspiratorial about the market makers are trying to manipulate things, and that's just so far from the case.
I don't know any conspiratorial people. I don't know what you're talking about. But you satisfied my curiosity on this for now, but I am going to look into this more. I want to get my own bot going and just see how it goes, so I might bother you for some tips down the road. I'm going to get out of here, and we can go to Picks of the Day, but before I do, we did have one question from chat that I thought was interesting. It was from DC Scholes. He's asking, is there going to be crypto for everything? I heard there's a gay coin, a Trump coin, a Democrat coin, a Republican coin, a Texas coin, probably 100 others in the pipeline. What does that mean? My answer to that is yes, there will be a coin for everything. There will be an NFT for everything. And that's a good thing. I think the competition among currencies will drive the cream to the top. And just like you've got a million streaming services, and you only end up paying for 2 or 3 of the best, you'll have a million coins, a coin for everything, and those ones that stand out, those ones that hold actual value, will rise to the top. That's my take. What do you guys think? Am I off here?
Yeah, I think it's clear there's going to be a lot of coins. We saw it a bit with I don't want to say BitClout, but like maybe GameStop. I don't know. People like to trade on not necessarily just what they're supposed to trade, right? There's huge user demand to trade on stuff they're not supposed to, or stuff that's never been happening before. I think NFTs are a good example of that. So I think we'll see kind of markets on everything.
There's going to be markets on everything, but there doesn't need to be a coin for everything. That's sort of what
there will be. He didn't ask whether there needs to be. He said, will there be?
That's fine. But you have, think about how many currencies that you currently use. Maybe you have a Starbucks gift card or something, but you also, you have US dollars. Maybe you have some crypto, but you're not going to really, there's like a payment coin, like a Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, maybe a Dash or something gets in there or something, but you'll have a few payment coins, a handful of payment coins. And then you're going to have a handful of coins that do some other cool shit, like maybe a world computer type of stuff. And then that's going to be about all you need for payments and stuff. Yes, there will be other things that exist. You guys remember Dentacoin or something that was like, dentists will use this. Well, you just need a payment when you go to the dentist. You don't need some specific, you don't need to reinvent money again.
But there's still the network effect in play. Like if you look at Uber, for example, the early people that bootstrapped Uber, if they had a tokenized model, they would all be millionaires, right? And that never would have existed without those early people. Instead, they basically got nothing. All that value went to VCs and founders.
If there is a coin that if a company that does a useful service like Uber decides to mint a coin that's used for that service, then yes, that will hold value, like a Starbucks gift card. And that type of stuff will probably continue to happen. But you don't.
It's not even about holding value, though. Rewarding early adopters, I think, is really important. Like as we shift more to like community owned, or at least the community has a voice and a stake in the outcome of a lot of these projects. Like I think the old model of like raise VC, all the value just goes to the owners of the company and users.
You might see a convergence there.
I don't think that's going to be around that much in 5 years.
Stocks might be more things like governance coins. I mean, there might be some meld there that you can like you'll get those early adopter, rewards essentially in a governance token, or maybe have a voice in the DAO in the future. Wyoming just made DAOs like real companies or something. I read today. Didn't really read the article, but
Wyoming awesome.
Danny, the future is crazy. The future is now, or maybe it's in the.
Yeah, I mean, I have no opinion. I'll default to you guys on
fair enough.
Whether everything's going to be coined.
Don't want to jump in that fray. It's time, Tony. Go ahead and hit the button. Press the 7 buttons that need to do it. It's the Market Mania Pick of the Day.
Drive it like it's hot. Everybody stack them, stacking to the top.
We put our safety glasses on for this part of the show because it's not investment advice and you have to do your own research. But Danny Steinberg, thanks for joining us today. Special guest. What is your pick of the day?
Okay, so my pick is Darden, DRI. They own Olive Garden. I'm basically bullish on almost all restaurants. I mean, for first off, I read something like 30% of restaurants have went out of business and are not opening anymore. So there's a huge lack of supply, and I think a huge amount of demand coming for people who want to go to sit-down restaurants again and hang out with their friends. You also have these restaurant companies like Darden have really expanded their ability to do delivery and takeout, and I think that revenue stream is going to continue in the future alongside the revenue stream of more outdoor spaces and people dining indoors again. So this is a super low volatility stock. It's kind of like a boomer stock, but I love it. I think it's going to make a ton of money Q2, Q3.
I like that pick. There's a lot of basic bitches out there in the world, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll get the Olive Garden tonight. They have the breadsticks. We're gonna go there and get the breadsticks." I said that is going to come back hard. My
friend's daughter just picked Olive Garden as her like choice of restaurant. So.
Really?
Right.
I mean, the other thing is
14-year-old birthday.
She's 14. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. See,
I mean, the other thing is, I think one thing the Biden administration is doing well is they're giving a lot of money to poor families, and a lot of poor families really like going to the Olive Garden. Their kids love Olive Garden, that feels like a tailwind too. I mean, it's a meme. Very long this company.
It's a meme. The Olive Garden has become a meme, and memes are now valuable, according to Brett Ritchie. So yeah, I mean, this is actually like a triple reverse play. I love it. Love it. Brett Ritchie, what's your pick of the day here?
All that Olive Garden talk, I forgot my pick. Oh, it's Elf. Elf on a Shelf, not related to that. This is a beauty company. It's got a pretty low market cap, similar to Danny's thesis on people are going to start spending more money on restaurants. People are going to start spending money to look good again now that they're going out more. And I like the market cap here, 1.6 billion. I always like to find like sort of low market cap publicly traded companies, which is a bit degenerate, but I feel like it's higher risk, higher reward. There's some room for this thing to run. So Elf Beauty.
At the 52-week high right there, but 1.6 billion can't really get much lower than that in a legitimate company there. Yeah. You can go a little bit lower. And I'm just going to go with the good old fashioned Bitcoin. Bitcoin under 50K. It's all the way down. So why not buy the dip in the old Bitcoin? It's a boomer. This is almost it's almost a boomer coin now. And that'll do it for today. It is Friday, April 23rd, 2021. And we thank you all for listening. Going to leave you with one from our man Shock G, who we lost over the last couple of days here. And everybody remembers the Humpty Dance from 1989. Shock G was 57. That is an unfortunate loss. Verse 3 of the Humpty Dance went something like this. First I limped to the side like my leg was broken. Shaking and twitching, kind of like I was smoking. Crazy whack funky. People say, you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty. R.I.P. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube. And give us the old follow on TikTok and Twitter at Market Mania Show. Thanks for joining us, Danny Steinberg and Brett Ritchie. I'm Brian Micon, and this was Market Mania. We will see you tomorrow, next week, if there is a next week. But for now, it is lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard at the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we've turned it, where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now, I was surviving.